Yo, what's up,
D, what up,
Donell?
baby?
What's up with you, man?
Man, we was waiting on you, money, man. How you doing,
Man, I'm
man?
good, man. Just got through eating, man. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, good. Man, I'm
Hey,
so glad I have you on
hey,
here, Donell. We've been celebrating this I'm Gonna Be record. I mean,
Amazing record, man.
classic. You
hey,
still perform it to this day,
Oh,
and we love that song, man.
for sure, man. Like, hey, when I got to the studio,
hey, D,
he played a lot of records, man, and I wanted everything.
hey, D.
I ain't gonna lie, I wanted everything because everything he played was hot, man. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? And
D.
yeah,
Remember when I started messing with them chords, man? You was like, "What's that right there,
yeah,
man?"
yeah,
I'm
man.
like, "Hey, I think I did that one right on the spot, man.
Yeah, yep,
Me and
yep,
you, we just pinned it all the way down, man, and that was it."
yep. I think I spent like 5 days in LA, man, and we did a record every day, man. Like it was so easy, man. Like it was nothing, man. It was like it was just running through tracks, yo. Man, that boy
Yeah,
bad, man.
man. We,
That
we
boy
had some
bad, man.
fun, man.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
Man,
why I was trying to tell him that, man. Unfortunately, man, Bob was in Miami with Bobby, so he couldn't stay with us. So what happened is I was like, all right, I got it on my own, man. Let me go and start messing. So I started messing around with them chords when Donell came in. He was like, man, what's that, man? So soon as he said that, I knew he liked it.
I
So
love
I
it.
was like, let me find some drums real quick. So I kind of like wrapped some drums around it. And then we just start messing around, man. And then before you know it, man, the record just came. It just kind of like just wrote itself, man.
It did,
So he wrote
man.
something, then I wrote something, then he wrote something. You know what I mean? Uh, and then, but I was kind of concentrating more on the track.
Yeah,
So he kind of wrote more of the song. But I came up with the pre-chorus,
yeah,
the pre-choruses, the
yeah,
bridge.
yeah,
yeah.
And then together we came up with the hook.
yeah,
Like I said, I'm gonna be, and then the other part he came up with. You
yeah.
know
Wow.
what I mean?
It was
But
it was
yeah,
just easy, man. It was real
that's a
easy
dope
working
record,
with.
man.
Yeah, man. I mean, we did like 5 records, man. All the records we did was dope, man. Like all of them. But it was just so easy, man. It was real easy.
You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you, man, D, man, you one of my favorites I ever worked with, man. It was
I
so
appreciate it.
easy working with
Yeah,
Donell, man. I
Yeah.
mean, everything went so fast, man. It was
yeah, it was.
crazy, man.
But that was the chemistry, man. I mean, we had never been in a room together, man. But it was just like it was meant to be.
Oh yeah. You know what? I just sent him some records too. We finna wrap it around again, man. I
Oh,
just
for
sent him
sure,
some
for
crazies.
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I'm like,
Eh,
you know what? I said these right here that I'm sending you, can't nobody do them but you.
Man,
You know what I mean? Because
yo,
I was thinking about Donell when I sent him these records, man. I'm like, you know what? I made sure I was like, okay, let me go back and think of the records that I was thinking for him. I was like, he the only one that could do these records, man.
yo, the
Because
tracks
Yeah, man.
fire.
the way his tone is and where it's at, I'm like, if he do these, it's over with, man. I'm telling you
Oh,
right
man.
now. So I sent them about like 10 or 11
Yeah,
joints, man. Cause
yeah, man. They all fire.
Hey,
so
Tim
we gonna
and
wait to
Donell,
see what happens.
I gotta ask, because you guys are both from Illinois. Early on in your career, at what point did you guys start crossing paths? Because I know, Tim, you ended up in Atlanta. Donell, you ended up working in the Untouchables camp. Like, at what point did you guys start crossing paths? Because, Tim, you're not from Chicago. You're in a smaller city.
Well, you know what? I was born in Peoria, but I was always in Chicago though.
Oh,
You know what I'm
wow.
saying?
Okay.
Like even though I was born there, like
Yeah.
once I got out of high school, well, I'll take that back. Even before high school, I was always going to Peoria because all my mom's side of the family lived in Chicago. So I was like staying there most of the time, man. But I never seen Donnell. I just always heard that, hey man, you need to check out this dude Donnell, man. So I was like, I was looking him up and I was like, can't find him. Make a long story short, I got to Atlanta and they was like, he signed to LaFace. I'm like, he
Yeah.
is? So LA said, hey man, I need some records from y'all, man. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, how's he signed? How's he signed? You got a Usher too. I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Like they different, man, but still I was just wondering, I was like,
Like, yeah,
okay.
how
I'm
y'all gonna do
like,
that one, right?
I
Right.
can't wait to work with him, man. And then all of a sudden, man, it just never happened, man, for
Yeah.
some reason, man. It was weird.
Man.
We didn't start working together till
To
later
that
on, man.
project.
It
Yep. To
was
that
crazy,
project.
man.
Yeah.
But you know what? God made it happen just at the right time, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Because Donnell, I was just talking to Tim about it, right? And you confirmed this for me, right? Journey of a Gemini. The lead single I always thought was the record with JD, but that one didn't perform as well as I'm Gonna Be, and the label moved straight to I'm Gonna Be. It was kind of
They did, and the funny part
yeah
about it is, I hate the fact that we didn't even do a video for that.
yeah
That was during the transition when LaFace shut down, and then all the artists moved over to Jive. So it was a hard
Exactly.
transition, and a lot of stuff was going on behind the scenes. So unfortunately, we didn't have a video for that record, but it still did great.
yeah
You know what I'm saying? That
yeah
album
Right.
came out. It was number one when it came out, and we had a great run with that record.
I mean,
yeah
just
man
think about it, man. We didn't even have a video. You know the visuals, man, like really help
Yep.
it out. We
Yep.
didn't have no video,
No
man.
video.
You know what I'm saying? It just got serviced to radio and it just popped off, man.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's one of
Yep.
them things that you don't know. You just pray, it's gonna do it, and it did. So
Yep.
it popped off, man. Think about it. It wasn't even no streaming back then, man.
Nope.
It wasn't streaming.
nothing.
You had to
Nope.
go physically buy it, man. You know what I'm saying? And then the plays on the radio station, man. But if it was some really streaming back then, oh my
It'd
God,
be crazy.
Yeah,
it'd have
Crazy.
been out of here, man. It still did what it did, though,
Oh, for
man. I'm
sure.
grateful for it, man.
Great
You know
record,
what I
man.
mean?
yeah, man. And
We
once the
did. Matter
label
of
put the
fact,
clips
man, we
on
did a
it,
lot, man. Donell, man, I still remember that one record you did, Ooh
Oh
Child, I think.
yeah. Ooh girl, things gonna get a little kinky or some shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was crazy too.
That one was crazy, man. I still
Can I
got that
play
too.
with you? Light it up and
Do you
play
got
with
that?
you. I ain't got it, but I remember it though.
Yeah, I'll
You
send
got
it
got
to
it?
you, man. I
Oh
got
yeah,
it.
please send that to me.
I got
Please send
that.
that to me.
Then there's something one we did, like when you
Shorty, I'm,
first
I'm
came
feeling
in.
you. I'm
When
feeling
you
you.
oh, yeah,
first
that's
came
on.
in and you was a little
Yeah,
tired, I got that
Uh-huh.
one too, man. Let me
Yeah, that
see. I forgot what the hook was. Oh, don't want to argue, I think. Don't want to argue.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that one.
wow.
Man,
Oh
you killed
yeah, that
that.
was crazy. That
Oh
track was
my
sick.
goodness,
That track
man.
was sick. Can you wait? That was
Oh, that was yeah. That one made it on
That
the album.
yeah.
That was
one made
dope.
it. Yep, yep, yep. We had Feeling You and we had Can't
Yep.
Wait. Those were on the
Yep.
album.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Man,
We did some dope stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's just like he said. We did a joint a day, maybe two. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's like,
Yep.
yeah,
It
I
was
mean, man, our
flowing.
mission was, man, to just get as many records done because it was going so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we was like, we'll finish one, go to the next one, man. It was just like, it's going so smooth. Let's just keep this popping off, man.
It
You
was
know what I mean?
the vibe, bro. For real, for real.
yeah, man. Guys, on the record, I'm Gonna Be, because that has like a heavy Michael Jackson, influence on it. I know, Donell, you're a diehard Michael Jackson fan. Tim, I know
All
you
day.
are as well. Like,
All
at
day.
what point at what point in that conversation was, hey, this feels like Mike? Because it's like, that's Mike right there.
You know what it
Man.
was, man? I think, man, because Donell started singing and I started sounding, I was like, dang, man, what he's saying a little bit, that kind of sound like Mike. So I was like, hey, man, you know what?
Them
Do what
harmonies
you
she
do, but
started coming up with. He was like, yo, do these harmonies. I was
go
like,
into your
oh
inner
shit.
mic, man.
Yeah, man. Them harmonies was crazy.
Yeah, man. So that's what it was. Like I was just throwing him notes, man. And it started sounding real sticky,
Yeah.
man. So I was like, nah, man, we got make sure you go in your inner mic, man. Like think of you, which you already do, but think of Mike too, man. Let's go ahead and make this happen, man.
It
This is
felt
one
like
of
a
them records,
good
man.
vibe.
So you know what I mean? That's why it sound like it sound, man, because I was producing it like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And he was tapping into Mike, man. He was tapping into Mike and
That's my guy
himself,
too,
man.
man.
It just turned out like
Mike.
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Donell, talk about, because you're a self-contained artist. You produce, you write, you do the whole thing. You get to this album, you start branching out. You're working with other producers, Tim and Bob obviously being one. When you get in the studio with Tim, like what stands out about those studio sessions?
I mean, for me, when I got there, man, like I just fell in love with everything he was playing, man. He was like every track he was playing was hot as hell. I was like, yo, I want that, I want that. Obviously, I can't take everything, but I really wanted everything, man. Like
Wow,
everything he played. It's like when he put one joint, I was like, yo, damn, everything just started popping in my head, like all these ideas. So I mean, for me, it was incredible, man. Like getting there and actually working with somebody who I was admiring already, but then like damn, like really being there. So it was dope, man. All the way around the board.
man. So let me ask you guys this, right? Because I know, Tim, you just sent Donell some records, some beats. I know, Donell, you're working on new music right now, as always. What's going to come out of this, man? Because first of all, I got to hear those unreleased tracks that you guys did way back that didn't make the albums. But now I got to hear this new stuff, too, because, man,
You
that's
know what?
legendary stuff.
When I tell you, man, because you know me, man, when I'm just gonna keep it real with everybody, man. Everybody know now, man, I done had like 2 back-to-back strokes,
Man,
right?
sorry.
So,
Yeah, too, brother.
you know, I can't really use my left hand, but I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about that. What can you do? I'm like, I could still produce with my right hand, and God made my brain stronger. So I'm like, He made me better than I used to be, man. So I'm like, you know what, man? Oh, and then Donell was like, man, I'm finna come with some. I said, man, you know what? I got something crazy for you, man. So I just sent them a batch to just, reminisce on and
Yeah,
listen to. But man,
yeah.
I got another batch for them too, man. I'm telling you. But
That
I sent them about like,
that first batch is crazy,
man,
crazy.
yo, I'm telling you, man, when people hear these, man, just don't tracks alone, man. They gonna go crazy, man. I made
Oh,
sure
man.
of it, man.
Trust
I
me.
made sure of it. It's better than Journey of a Gemini and then some.
Oh yeah, oh
Man.
It's like that
that's always the goal,
times
man. I'll do
12
the last one. You know, it's always the
for
goal.
real. I know you're
Oh,
gonna play them
man.
crazy, Donell. You know what? This time I'm just gonna sit back, man, because Donell, man, like I'm a big fan of his writing, man. So he one of the ones that I just trust 100%, man, to just be like, unless he need me, man. You know what I mean? If I be like, hey, man, you know what? If you do this, man, it'll bounce better on the track. Otherwise, man, nah, man. You know what I mean?
You
Man.
know, we always feed off each other, bro. We got to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Hey, let me.
Yeah,
Okay, man.
it got to
Hey,
have that flavor. You know.
hey, you know what, D? You
Yeah.
need me, you got me, man. I'm
Yep.
telling you, man. Anytime you
Yeah.
need me, man. You
Hey,
need
let
me,
me
you got me,
ask you
man.
guys this. Let me ask you guys this. You guys are both legends in this game. Obviously, you guys are fans of each other. I'll start with you, Tim. What's your favorite Donell Jones record outside of the stuff that you've done? What made you say like, yeah, like he's one of the greats?
Uh, man, all of them. But if I had to pick, I don't know, man.
There's a
Where I
lot.
want to be, I guess.
Hmm.
Where I want to be,
Yeah.
and the one, never gonna hurt you again. Ain't that one? Man, that one. Hey, I would tell you, man. Hey,
Hey
that was
yo,
riding right
yo,
there.
you know the funny thing about that, because I know you're gonna ask me the same question. My favorite record from him is "They Don't Know," and he don't know
Mm.
that. That's how I came up with "He Won't Hurt You." When I heard that record, I was like, "Yo, that shit is so hot," and it just gave me an idea, and that's how I came up with "He Won't Hurt You." You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
From listening to that they don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
hey,
So
man,
man,
that
like all
record
his
is
stuff, man, all his
crazy,
stuff is
man.
incredible, man.
That record is crazy, man. I gotta say, man. Between that, man, and I don't know. It's so many of them. It's hard to pick. It's like eating. It's like one day you feel something, the next day you feel another one, man. It's like all of them dope, man. On every record, man.
Yeah,
It's like it's hard to pick.
yeah, this,
It really is,
and
man. You
and
can't
his
say
and his
what's your best, man.
team,
All of them. You know
his,
what it is, man. I'm
was,
telling you, man. It's something about, man. I don't know if you realize it. Something about, man, where you from Chicago, man.
it is,
That flavor.
man. It
It's
really is,
that
bro.
flavor. It's what we heard on the radio. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I think it's too got something to do with by us being in the middle, we get the west and the east, so we can
Exactly. That's
blend it
what it
all
is.
together. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it is, man.
Yep.
It's the geographic where we at, man. It's like you heard a lot of white melodies,
Yep.
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
you heard a lot of black stuff too. So
Yep.
you kind of like mix everything up, man. Then like, it just stay in your head. So, man, you just got that in you,
Yeah,
man, from being
man.
from Chicago, man.
Yep. Shot town,
That,
baby.
You know what I'm saying?
that's the thing.
Chi-Town stand up. The
Yeah,
best is
yeah.
in, for real. That's what it is, man. That's what
Yeah,
it
because
is, for real.
that was the thing, Tim. When we initially started talking, you started telling me about your influences, like the Eagles and the Carpenters. I'm like, this is not what I would expect from a super R&B guy, but it makes sense now.
Yeah, man. I heard because you know what? Okay, so like in Peoria, it was no black stations. So all you was hearing was the Carpenters every day, hearing the Eagles, you know what I'm saying, hearing like people like that, like Don Henley. And
Mm.
then if you want to hear the real black stuff, you had to either like put you had to rig your joint, your cable, and put it to your radio, or you go to Chicago, man, and then you would hear all the stations, man. You hear all the black music. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man, I didn't know this was out. I didn't know this was out. I didn't know they had a new record out. It was just like, you know, man, you hear a new Earth, Wind and Fire, new Confunction, new Slave. Man, you just heard all them records, so you just mixed it up, man. You know what I mean? For real, man. You just heard it, man. Donell can attest for me, man.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm talking about.
For sure, man. Like some of my favorite artists was Curtis Mayfield, the OJs, of course Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Prince. Man, just so many people, man. Like Alicia Myers, Gene Carn, Patrice Rushen, you know, Tina Marie, Rick James. I mean, all of those people, man, played a significant role.
Dang,
in the type of music
you just hit one. Hey, Donell, you just hit one, man. You said Alicia Myers, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
She was,
Crazy.
man, hey, she was so underrated, man.
Yeah,
I remember,
man.
it was you know what? It was a studio that me and Bob used to go to in Detroit. And she walked in one day, man, I lost my mind because I knew who she was. So Bob was like, who is that? I'm like, hey, man, that's the lead singer from One Way, man.
Man,
so, you know,
amazing.
Bob didn't know too much R&B back then because he still was, you know, knew a lot of gospel. So when she walked in, man, I almost passed out, man.
Wow.
Because
I was passed out too,
thinking
man.
about her records, man. Like, if you play your cards right,
Man.
Don't Do Me This Way, Say. Like, man, I'm telling you, man, she got
Don't
some
stop
dope
what
records,
you're
man.
doing. Yeah, she got some hits.
Yeah.
Some heat.
She's really underrated, man. She dope, man. She walked in and was like, hey, hi, how you doing? How y'all doing? She said, what y'all doing here? So then I had to tell her, I'm like, yeah, I'm a producer, man. I'm like, I wanted to say, I'm a producer, man. You need some records? But I was like, you know, back then I was kind of too shy, man. But then I came out of my shell, man, when I made it to Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, back then, man, I was a little reluctant on like, I don't know, I was just too starstruck, man. I was like, this is the chick from One Way, man.
Right.
She walked in, said hi to us, and then just walked the other way, man. I was like, I ain't even say nothing to her, man. You know what I mean? Nah.
Hey, man, let me ask you guys one more thing. I gotta go, but I'll be back in a bit, Tim, if we want to continue this. But I gotta ask you guys one more question, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Both from Illinois. I think it's amazing to see, you know, people from your city, from your state that make it. Like, what was it like for you guys to watch somebody that came up in the same area that you did? You know, Tim, watching Donell blow up and being one of the biggest R&B stars, and Donell likewise, seeing Tim and Bob end up being one of the biggest producers in the game. Like, what was that like for you guys, just to watch each other's journey and see where you guys are at today?
You know what? That's exactly what happened, man. I watched Donell's journey, man. I was like, dang, man. It's like, you know, it's like the rope. It's like when people do jump rope, little girls. I was like, dang, when can I jump in and work with him, man? Because I was really a big fan, man. Because I was like, he got Chicago all in him. I can hear it, man. I'm like, if I get to him, man, I'm going to tell you, man, it's over with, man. So then, who was that back then that was the A&R? Was that, who was that, man?
When we worked together,
it
was Mark Pitts then.
Yeah, Mark Pitts, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a relationship with Mark Pitts already. So he was like, hey, man, you want to work with Donell? I'm like, do I? Man, I've been waiting for like 3 albums, man. So when Donell came in, I was like, oh, no, man, I'm finna have him ready and fired up. So I'm going to go bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have a gang of records for him, man. Or if I don't got it, I'm going to make it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So me, I was like, so that's what made me come up with I'm Going to Be, is because I was like, you know what? Let me give him something like fresh and brand new, man. Let me start all the way over. So I just kept messing with chords and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he walked in and he felt the chords I was doing, and I just rapped the beat on it, man. You know what I mean?
Incredible. And for me, man, watching their journey, man, like he had already had like damn near 20 #1 records before I got to him. Probably got like about 100 right now, man. But for me, man, I always wanted to work with those guys, man. But being under Untouchables, you know, it was we had our own camp, and so it would just be. But when I got the job and I got to work with, I think I worked with Mike City. I worked with Tim and Bob. I worked with the Underdogs on that particular album. But when I got to
Yeah.
Tim, I was like, yo, man, this is just exactly what I need, man. Like it just felt so pure, man. Like everything we did was so dope, and it like again, like I said, it's not easy to work with everybody, but it was so easy, man. It was like I was supposed to be there.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you that record that Mike City did is dope too.
Oh yes,
Yeah, that's crazy too,
man.
man.
Matter of
Spend
fact,
the
Yeah,
I
night.
listen to that a lot,
Oh
man. That's
yeah,
dope,
man.
yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Golly.
Mike is serious, man, and Mike from Chicago.
He sure is.
You
he
know what I'm
is.
saying?
Yep,
Mike is from
he
Yeah,
Chicago,
is.
man.
he got
Yep, he
that
sure
flavor too,
is. You're
man.
right.
Yeah,
It's that
Man,
Chicago connection, man. I'm
yeah,
telling you, what
man.
can you say? You know what I mean? And y'all know what out here, man? I'm telling you, man, we did not script this, man. You know what I mean?
Nah,
no,
This is just how it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's something about Chicago.
it
that's
is. It is
You know
something
what I
in the
mean?
water,
what
man.
it is.
It's
But I
something
mean, if you
about
go
it,
back and look at
man.
all the great artists that came from Chicago, man, like it's so many. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how we penetrated this industry, man, and you know just really done great things in the music business as far as musically.
I agree.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
agree. You know what, man? If you could separate the man from the music, man, you gotta give it up to R.
You
Kelly,
got
man.
to
He dope.
give it up to R. Kelly, bro.
He came up
Got
with
to.
some he came up with some crazy stuff,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Download,
bro. I,
12
I don't
play.
think I
I mean,
would
man,
have made some of the records I
golly,
made if
man.
I hadn't heard some of his music. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So I mean, he played
Yeah,
a
yeah.
major influence on everybody in this music business.
Oh yeah,
he did.
Musically, man. I mean, incredible
It's
guy,
like
man.
everybody wrote him off, man, because you know, man, of what he did. But if you could separate what he did from the music,
Hmm.
you gotta
Hands
say he
down,
one of
man.
the greats, man.
Man,
oh yeah,
you can't deny the fact that this man has put so much incredible music out there, man. And you know, man, I mean, I God bless him, man. I hope he gets back right, man, and
yeah.
get back out there and do it again.
Yeah,
Everybody's supposed to be
I know
forgiven,
he
man.
got. You know what? I bet you he in there because he like, man, why did I do that? I didn't even have to do
Yeah,
that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You can't do nothing to the willing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
If they're already willing to do it, man, like
right,
you ain't gotta be. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right,
That's what trips me out, man. I know he in there thinking about
right,
that. Like,
right.
why did I make these girls do that when it was some that probably I
Yeah.
didn't even have to. All I had to do was look their
And
way, and you know what I
they
mean?
would
They
have came
zombies
anyway.
already.
Ah man.
Right, right.
You
But
know
you
what
know
I
I
mean?
what?
mean,
It's not just
go
it's
ahead.
not just Kells from Chicago, right? You got Dave Hollister, Carl Thomas,
Dave,
Selena
Carl,
Johnson, John Legend
Selena,
from
John
Chicago.
Legend,
Man,
Carl's my boy,
man.
man.
Carl
you know.
was another one, man. Carl is a beast, man.
Carl's a beast,
Dave is a
man.
beast, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody you name, man. I mean, you know
You
what I
got
mean? If you think
Curtis
about it,
Mayfield
man, it's
from
something.
Chicago.
It's something about Chicago, man, that just is just a little different, man.
And then even
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
on the hip hop side, Common, Kanye, there's that soul in it. Even if
Common.
it's hip hop, there's soul in it.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's
yeah,
just, it's
crazy.
just.
Chance
I
the
think
Rapper.
it's what
Chance, yep.
Donell said earlier, man. It's where we was at geographically, man. Because we was right in the middle,
Right in the middle.
so you got to hear what was going on, like
On both
and
sides.
everywhere, all of
Yep.
the
Yep.
United States, man. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Because when you
Yeah,
in the middle, man, you hear everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
So we was able to understand what everybody was doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And incorporated with what we was doing. So you know what I mean? That's why it came out like that did.
man. I'll tell you what, I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. I'm going to be back later with you, Tim, Donell. Feel free to join us later if you want, but I appreciate you for stopping by even for a minute just
It's all
to
good,
let
man.
us
It's
in
all good.
on the
Hey, Tim,
music.
love you, man. Love you, bro.
Man, love you, D. Hey, man, you know what? Whenever you ready, man, hit me up, man, so we can go and pin these joints, man, because, man, these people need to hear this, man. I'm
Man, for
telling you,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Woo, they need to hear it, man.
All
Whenever you ready, man, just holler at me, man.
right,
For real, I love
my
you,
brother.
man.
And all the fans out there, I love y'all. God bless.